My name is Ahmed Al-Kayali. I'm the Development Director at MAF and being part of this project. So welcome everyone. Today we're introducing Maravelle, one of our premier residential clusters within Gaffwoods. And here we've really tried to create a sophisticated, wellness-centered lifestyle offering. So with that in mind, let's take a quick look at what's on offer in Maravelle.
Stripped down to its essence, presence is what life is all about. Therein lies luxury in its truest form. That is living exclusive. It's in embracing the art of renewal, in a space designed to awaken your senses, nurture your vitality, and soothe your soul. Where your well-being is elevated, an ascension to your higher self. This is where you pen a new chapter, one that's composed with care, crafted with intention, deliberate, echoing the sound of a life lived on purpose. I am. That is the poetry of being. Welcome to Maravelle Residences.
Yeah, so Maravelle Residences, and we'll get into a little bit of details, but we're extremely excited to offer a more premium, uplifted, wellness-inspired offer as part of Gaffwoods. So building on the success of our previously launched 6 phases, and thank you all of the members here today for the support and being able to sell and successfully launch these and sell them out. Today, Maravelle Residences located in the inner circle of Gaffwoods with ample greenery and ample space to really enjoy the forest as well as the wellness-inspired offering. As we move forward, again, like I was saying, we've built the development on 5 key principles of what wellness means. So here we haven't tried to greenwash it or even wellness wash it if you'd like. We've really tried to focus and embed what wellness means as part of this development. So starting off by the natural lighting and that concept of well-being. So here we've been able to design the lighting, bring the natural light and the window spaces to improve the circadian rhythm of your body and improve and connect and align with the well-being and calmness within the unit. At the same time, we've been able to provide really focus on the concept of clean air and healthy living, as well as these low toxic materials within the unit. So here, we've gone for advanced air filtration systems within the unit, as well as the materiality to really focus on creating a clean and healthy environment, again, contributing to our residents' overall wellness. At the same time, we've been very deliberate with our interior design. We've taken wellness-inspired and spa-inspired designs within the unit, not only to provide generous living spaces, but also in the selection of material to focus on the concept of calmness and serenity within the unit as you kind of exist within that. And lastly, we've focused on that concept of wellness amenities and the offering that has to bring and integrating that within the various smart systems embedded within the unit. Now, focused on the cluster itself, Maravelle Residences. This is located, again, like I was saying, within the inner heart of Gaffwoods, and it's spread across 25,000 square meters of land area. However, within that space, we've only got 4 residential units. These residential units are low-rise residential units within the heart of the forest. So as you can see here, they're split across the 2 buildings within the west, as well as the 2 buildings within the east. Each building has their own dedicated amenities and facilities, be it the forest edge pool for each 2 buildings, as well as various reflexology pathways, gardens, hammock areas, and really spaces to be able to absorb and take in the central forest and the privacy and exclusivity of your own dedicated cluster within that. But the one true facility and amenity that we're really proud of that anchors the development is the Maravelle Retreat, focused over here, where our members have exclusive benefits and access to these Maravelle retreats. Now, Maravelle itself is built and nestled within the forest as a kind of a little forest escape or forest sanctuary. And it's built around three key principles of wellness here, or offerings rather. It's built around the offering of mental health and well-being. It's built around the offering of fitness and recovery. And it's also built around the concept of nutrition and the lifestyle offering, becoming a main hub or a main retreat for our residents, which have exclusive benefits and memberships to that. Now, looking out and getting kind of excited about the residences themselves, like I was saying, you've got ample space around you. So really that ratio of forest to greenery to units and resident is really fairly generous and provides you that kind of luxury of space and amenity. Starting off from the arrival space, we've focused on designing that arrival experience, starting off as you come through all the way as you ascend into your unit. And you'll see how this narrative kind of plays out. But here you've got these arrival courtyards filled with natural light, natural ventilation and greenery, and always reminding you of where you are, somewhere special within the heart of Gaff Woods. As you move through, we've taken 5-star hotel kind of inspired lobbies and amenities to kind of take you through. And as you ascend through the building and through the corridors, we've tried to blur the boundary of inside and outside and bringing outside materials in and vice versa. Again, to kind of always maintain that visual connectivity with the forest that sits around you. As you ascend through the building, we've created panoramic lifts within the building, again, to kind of maintain that constant connectivity with the forest. Just a little bit here, you could see that you've got these panoramic lifts. The buildings themselves are 4 buildings, like I said. Each building has only 4 units on a floor plate, and within that floor plate there's 2 elevator lifts. So it almost gives you a sense of how exclusive this unit is, that you will know your neighbors. You know, it's kind of fairly limited, as well as the amount of time you have to wait for your lift and the access you have to that. So these low-rise buildings are fairly kind of uplifted in terms of that offer. And it's about that concept of greenery, that connection to skyline and living within the canopy. Here, this is a view of our duplex unit where we have our plunge pool, which is exclusive to those duplexes. Again, giving you that continuous expansive views to the greenery. And as kind of the evening progresses, the different phases and the moods and rhythms of the forest and Gaff Woods kind of come to life, ultimately kind of really connecting you that lifestyle with greenery within the views of landscape and nature. Now, getting into the material palettes. So starting off, like I was saying, we've been very deliberate with the material selection and the colorations within that. So starting off with the first material palette, our interior designers chose the Lemora as the first palette, which has accents of green marble and natural marble to really uplift that, as well as lighter tones to kind of bring that sense of serenity and calmness within the unit. Here you can see how that begins to translate with the 3-meter high floor to ceilings in the unit, and kind of bringing in that sense of luxury or that exclusivity, offering an uplifted product within Gaff Woods, and taking clues from the spa and wellness inspired bathrooms and bringing that as part of our offering within Gaff Woods and Maravelle. The second tone, or the second palette that our designers have gone for, is Marwood, which picks up a slightly darker tones of red, natural timber, to give you that sense of grounded experience as part of this. Here you can see the double volume spaces and the duplex spaces, again as part of this offering, with the large expansive windows, the natural lighting, the natural material, and that sense of calmness that these material combination brings within the space. Now, in terms of the units, within these 25 square meters of land, within our 4 buildings, we've got 96 units on offer. So each building, or rather each of these spaces, we've got 46 2-bedrooms, we've got 46 3-bedrooms, and only 4 duplex units, and these are spread around the 4 buildings. We've been able to provide and design some unique features into these units. Starting off with the spaces, we've been very generous with the living spaces and the units themselves. So our 2-bedroom is starting around 2,250, our 3-bedroom is starting around 2,780, and our 4-bedroom duplexes starting around 5,090 square meters. So really try to emphasize that luxury of space, where not a lot of units these days are able to provide you this kind of quality and space. At the same time, we've been able to provide additional parking spaces for our residences and taken some clues from our hospitality offering as well as the wellness and spa offering. So as you can see here from our 2-bedrooms and the 2-bedroom gardens, we've designed the spaces to have front of house show kitchen as well as this back of house show kitchen, which gives you that sense of privacy, a little bit of sense of a higher end layout. The larger, generous living spaces, as well as all the bedrooms as ensuite. As I move forward onto my 3 bedrooms, you can also see that a lot of our units have integrated service access. So we've got dual access into our residences, again giving you that privacy, kind of hospitality inspired front of house versus back of house element. You can see also the larger living spaces and the spa inspired kind of bathroom facilities, tubs and so on. And also, it translates, we've also got our 3-bedroom garden units. Our garden units we're super proud of. I think they really try to capture the value and maximize the value of living within Gaffwood Forest, where you get a little slice of the forest within your back garden. So it really kind of gives you that uplifted offering and something quite special within our apartments. Lastly, our 4-bedroom unit, where we've got this double volume living space, and you'll see it in a little bit. Generous kitchen space, the front of house, back of house, and all the bedrooms as these ensuite master bedrooms. Also, what we've got is that the ballroom space, you've got this expansive terrace and your own private plunge pool. All these plunge pools have been positioned and kind of maximizes the views. Don't have to say it, a lot of you have been with us before. We've been very deliberate in terms of the rotation and the positioning of our buildings to maximize the views and give every unit that front row seat to the forest and really give each unit value and premium. In terms of the payment plans, we've built the payment plan around a 60-40 payment plan with 40% expected on handover. The handover is expected in Q2 at 29. The unit pricing is because of these larger spaces, we've been able to get our 2 bedrooms around 5.1 million dirhams, our 3 bedrooms starting around 6.2, and our 4 bedrooms starting around 9.1 million dirhams. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today in terms of the launch of Maravelle and this briefing session. I'd like to invite you all to visit our show unit, which is built out in the Lemora color palette to give you that sense of the marble, the materiality and the natural tones, and really kind of express the wellness inspired features, the inspired facilities, and that sense of calmness that this material palette begins to bring into the unit. So with that being said, if you're not familiar with it, this unit is located within Gaffwood's site, adjacent to our sales experience center. So it's available and open, so we'd love to have you and really show you what we've been able to achieve. So having said that, we've got 2 QR codes. I recommend you take a picture before you scan it, just so that you can have access to this later on, in case the link is not working or the internet's not great. So on the left, we've got our marketing material and the brochures, etc. And on the right, we've got our digital expression of interest link also, which will be live. This will be live at 1 o'clock today. With that being said, I'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you.